Alright, well, I'm going to show you the brain, and before I cut into it, I'm going to do a separate video showing the superior, like the outer aspects of it before I have to show the inside. Thought it would make everything easier. That being said, I need to... There it is. Okay. So this is a superior view of the sheep brain. You can see like the white film over here compared to here. I cut most of it off, but I wanted to keep some of it on because it is the dura mater and the arachnoid layer, which it keeps cerebrospinal fluid in, and it surrounds the entire brain. Of course, over here we have the frontal lobe, which contains the primary motor cortex and a lot of dopamine sensitive actions go through this part of the brain. Up here, it's under the dura mater. Up here is the parietal lobe, which integrates sensory information, particularly spatial sense and navigation. Flat down the middle, you have the longitudinal fissure, which separates the right and left hemisphere from one another. And then you have back here, you have the cerebellum, which is which is very important in motor cortex, or motor control, and as well as some cognitive things such as language and speech. Further down over here, get you a better view. Further down, posteriorly and inferiorly, we have the medulla oblongata, which is the lower half of the brain. Cerebellum is the upper half, you could say, and it is the center for many things: respiratory, cardiac, as well as vomiting and vasomotor control. And then right above that, or a little inside, we have right here the occipital lobe, which is the visual processing center of the brain. Laterally, we have right here we have the temporal lobe, which is involved in the auditory perception, and it houses the primary auditory cortex. From there we have, I think that's all before I have to flip it over. Yeah, I think so. Flipping over the brain, we have the inferior view, you could say. Obviously down here is still the cerebellum and the medulla oblongata. Further up, right above that, right there, is the pons, which is very important. It relays signals from the midbrain to the brain to the midbrain. So it's involved in many things such as dreaming, sleep, bladder control, taste, reading, hearing. It's very, very important. Further up there, we have the pituitary gland, which is part of very important in the endocrine system and such. After that, right here, we have it's kind of looped right here. We have the optic chiasma, which is where there are two optic nerves, or the optic nerves partially cross one another. And the optic nerve, I said in the last video, relays things from the back of the eyeball to the primary visual cortex. Yada yada yada. And then a little further up here, we have the olfactory bulb, which aids in sensory information pertaining to smell and the nose. And that is it for this video, I believe, and then I will be cutting inside. Yes.